Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's me, R Squad 911, back again with another DIY video. I kind of already started doing this, and then I realized I should be doing a video to help you guys out there. Let me turn on some more lights. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be replacing this connector here, this kind of compression fitting here with an actual brass fitting. I kind of put rub and buff on there, some copper rub and buff. It did help a lot. This was the original color here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but up close there is a difference. I did order from Ben of Kent Props some brass banjos for this that I will be replacing. But for now, since this came in, I'll be replacing this with this. All right, so I'll put a link in the description below. This is basically a 4mm orifice in here, compression fitting, and that should fit this. Let's try it. Well, there's kind of like this nub here which stops it from actually getting pulled through, but I believe that that will fit, not a problem. So I'll probably have to cut that off. I did get some yellow tubing that I might replace this plastic with actual tubing. I got some red tubing as well when I change the banjo. But for now, we're going to try to install this. Now, how do you get this out, you might ask? Well, that's easy. I'm not doing a full disassembly, but underneath here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Phillips head screws. I don't even know where those are. Here they are. They look like this. So you're going to remove those 6 screws there. There are 2 screws underneath here. I just don't have the heart to pry these out. You're going to have to use a screwdriver or a petty knife, and I just don't want to mar it up. So I figured it would just be easy just to do those screws, kind of peel it backwards, and get that piece out, which I did. What else did I do? I bought this. It's a stainless steel camera D-ring that just bolts onto here. It's because I 3D printed a wall mount that I'm going to be mounting down the wall, and I need that. And I think it looks great there, but it also helps me pull it open as well. So you'll pull it open like this, and as you're pulling it, you don't want to pull too much because you don't want to like stress the plastic over here. This piece will just come out like so, just like that. Cool? Just like that. It just kind of slides into place like that. Okay, so yeah, to remove, you just kind of pull the plastic back a little bit like so, slide that down and out, and we're good. And this fitting here will fit nicely into this like hole here. Oops, that's the wrong way. It's going to go this way. Yeah, it is smaller, but you know what? It looks more real to me. It's brass. It's hard to find ones with a bigger, fatter base with the 4mm hole in there that's going to fit the tubing, which will be like this. The tubing will fit through like so. You'd probably put a dab of hot glue inside, so when you push this through, it just kind of ends right there, and they'll hold. It'll be like this, and then it's going to go this way into the trap. All right, but if you do want to replace the hose, you are going to have to pry these open. I'm not going to do that quite just yet because I think I can reuse that and it's fine. If I don't like how it looks when I get the Ben of Kent one, then I'll open it all up again. I don't want to open it, pry it open, mar it, put it all back together, and then when the Ben of Kent banjos come, I don't want to pry it open again and mar it up even more. So for now, we're just going to use this. Okay, I don't think I can pull this back through. This kind of hardened. Maybe if I heat it up with like a heat gun and I can like pull it through there, but it kind of looks like it only goes in one way because it's narrow here. You kind of like pop it through, grab some pliers and yank it through, and then it locks into place because they don't want you to be pulling those out anyways. So yes, so how am I going to install this, you say, because this hole is already bigger? And it's not going to show through because this actual nut part here is bigger. and it will not go through. It just kind of sits flush there. So if you look on the inside there, there's like a gray piece. If you take out these 4 screws here, when you open it, you'll see that gray piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole, tap it, and then thread this through, and then you'll have about a quarter, 3 millimeters of thread going through, which I think will be more than enough to hold in that plastic. So I could also remove that plastic once I mark it. I'm going to get my screwdriver here. We're going to open this part up here. And if you notice, I have replaced those ugly Phillips screws with these nice Allen button head screws or cap head screws. I think it just looks more industrial. I have a DIY video on that too as well that I have uploaded. I have a whole bunch of videos that I've been doing, even on polishing this lens here, so it just makes it look less plasticky, more of like a light lens. I don't know, I think it looks better personally, and the light actually shines brighter through it. Okay, so we'll just take these screws out. I think they're M3 by 8 or M3 by 6 screws. And they just screw right on in. You don't need to use a tap or anything. Okay, I'll just put that off to the side there. And then how do you get that off? So you will pull that D-ring again like so, and then literally it just pulls down like that. Perfect. So we will be drilling the hole through there. And you can kind of see a mark there. I'm not sure if that's from that, but I'm going to put it back in. I just wanted to show you guys how I took it out. If you see this slot here, it slides into this slot right there. There's no way of screwing that up. That's my famous last words. Like so, put it in there, perfect. And now I'm just going to have to mark where that's going to go. Maybe I can just kind of put this on there and kind of turn it in there. I'm not sure. I'll take my Sharpie here. I'm not sure if I can mark it properly, but I will just do a circle. Clearly not marking it properly. Clearly not center. There we go. Kind of want to mark that hole evenly all the way around. So you'll look at it, you'll be like, okay, I marked all the way around pretty good, right? I'll even color it in so we have a better idea. Of where it's going to be. Cool. And then maybe, because the ink is still wet, I'll use this. I'll kind of center it in the middle, and I'll just kind of put it where it needs to be. And it's kind of marking it up. Yeah, it marked it up. Nice. Okay. Oh, what you got to do too is you got to hold it, because when you're moving it, it will shift this down, so it might screw up where it'll actually sit. Okay, that's good. Now we'll take this out, and that's where we're going to mark it. Oh, so I'll drill a small pilot hole first, just to make sure that we got it center. So I'll drill a small pilot hole, and then put it back in, and we will see if we're center, because we want to get this as center as possible. We don't want to have any gaps once the new one is threaded in. But of course, you can probably put like maybe a washer behind it or something if you're off. So don't fret if you are slightly off. I should probably get an even smaller bit than this. What I don't like about using super small bits is I tend to break them. I'm not saying I'm heavy-handed or anything. Okay, so I'm going to find center as best we can. Looks pretty center to me. Of course, I got to watch where my thumb is when the drill pokes through. Don't want it to go through my hand. Okay, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's slightly to the left. I'm going to install it back again. We're going to look through the hole and see if how bad I did. Ooh, that looks pretty center to me. I'm going to put it in the light off camera here and take a look. Might be a little bit high. I can't tell. That's how close it is. Maybe if I put this bolt through and I look through it, and if it looks center, then it's good. I'm trying to be as precise as possible. I tend to be less precise when I'm doing videos. Man, that's pretty good. Okay, I think I'm pretty center. So what I did is I'll just put that in there, and then I just kind of like center it to where I think it will be center in it. Obviously, it's easier with less of a gap than that giant gap to center it. And when I look at it, the hole is dead center. And to be honest, if you want it, if you're going to be off, be slightly higher, because then this will push it up. Not many people are going to see the pedal from the bottom, right? So if you're going to screw up higher. Okay, that's good there. I'm going to pull this down. And so what do I have here? I have this tap here that is the threads of this. And what you want to do first is, what I like to do is at least drill a hole that is slightly smaller than the threads. I'm not sure if this is the one. This one almost seems like it's exact. But what I'm going to do is I'll just take this drill bit. This one's definitely slightly smaller, so I'll use this one to enlarge the hole. Well, that will be my final, at least. I'm going to go a couple of... I'm going to drill bit it a little bit bigger so it keeps it center. So right now I'm just getting, probably go a little bit smaller. We're going to go incrementally higher just so we can keep that center hole the same. So this one's slightly bigger. Use that hole as a center point. That still looks center. That looks good. And then we are going to move up to a little bit bigger of a bit. Now this is a process, right? You don't want to rush this. You want to take your time. There we go. And then we can probably use the final bit now to get where we need to be, which is this one. Well, it might not be final. We'll see. We'll see how far we get into there. Of course, I have to watch my hand. You kind of want to hold it on the sides here where it's the thickest. If you hold on the side, if the bit grabs it, it could twist it and break the plastic. So let's continue. Woo. That, I have it on 1 too. It's on low torque. Put it even lower there. That could have been a nice, fun injury. Okay, there we go. This side should probably screw in. Okay, we're still a little undersized, but I am curious on centering still, so I'm going to put this back in and take a look. We are slightly off now. We are slightly off to the left, unless I didn't install this properly. Yep, I didn't install it properly. Okay, we're still center. We are still center. That is great. Great, great, great. And now, I wonder if this will fit. Not quite yet. So now, we'll go with, is this one the smaller one? Ooh, these are very similar. Yeah, it is smaller. I'm worried because the plastic's getting thinner right there, right? Okay. And I thought the plastic would be a little bit thicker, so I'm hoping that when I do make the threads, it will be enough to hold on to it. I guess you could always crazy glue it. You could find a nut and put the nut behind it. I'm going to go look for one later and see. Okay, so I am now threading this in, making the threads. You can see how this is just eating up the plastic. This is usually made from metal. We're going all the way through. I'm going to back it out a little bit. We're going to go increments. Back that out gently and then see if we got the threads. And we do. Look at that. It threads in perfectly. All right. Let me get all this fuzz out of here. Look at that. Okay. Oh, that's pretty tight too. Okay, so we're going to put this back in. Wrong way, this way, that way, this way. Oh, get more of this plastic out of here. Usually I'd be doing this in my garage where I'll have an air compressor and I'll like blow it all out of there. But not today. Today I'm doing a DIY video in my basement making a mess. Okay, look at that. That looks good. I'm going to put this through here. I thread it in. It is not enough to grab. So I might have to go in from behind, push the plastic forward. There we go. Look at that. That looks good. And then you'd put this cap on. Like so. Look at that. Okay. So what am I going to do now? I am going to snip that off. Whew. First non-reversible mod. Like, I mean, technically, I can't get this piece off without cutting it. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay, it's done. Pull that off. There we go. It's actually metal. And this will go like that. Now, it does feel a little bit shorter now. I guess because the other one, this end would just end right here. So it would have been like this. But right now, if we push it all the way in, it kind of pulls us a little bit too taut. So if I glue it, it's just going to be glued in. I would just glue it into this front piece here. Just like that. So I'm going to mark that and just see how far that goes. Some tape here. Okay, so that's how far we're going to go in. So we don't have to go all the way into this. And yeah, that looks perfectly fine. It doesn't look like it's being pulled in too much. Like, I mean, we can go probably halfway and glue it in, and then that would look great. Like that. Yeah. But again, I do have this yellow stuff. I do have this one as well. I could just replace it later on, but for now it works as it is, because again, I don't want to open that up fully. And yeah, that's more than enough if I were to put it in like that. And I'll just show you guys again. That's how it looks. I think it looks great. Yeah, I wish it didn't have this stupid seam line there. Why couldn't they just make it flush in there? They did that as well back here. Right? Why can't they just make one cover? It didn't have to like slide into place and have this ugly seam. It's horrible. But yeah, that's one mod there. And once these copper banjos come in, I will show you guys how to do that, because I still have to figure that out. Okay, so yeah, it threaded in nicely in the back here. I think it's perfect. I probably won't glue it in because right now it's holding fine, in case when I do have to open it up, or if I have to do any modifications and I want to remove this plastic thing, gluing it in permanently is not going to allow me to get this piece out. All right, so that's it for now. I mean, all you need to do, if you want to figure out how to glue this, you're going to take this out. Put your hot glue gun on this side, squeeze some in a little bit, and then push this through. So, and then any glue that comes out the side, let it dry, cut it off with a knife, and then you can thread it in. Make sure you don't get glue all over the threads. Okay, so yeah, that is pretty much it. I will put a link in the description below. What are these? Let me get the package here. They are brass tube fittings, 4mm for 4mm tubes. I'll put a link in the description below. It's from Amazon Canada, so you can just take that information and put it in the US Amazon, or go to your hardware store and pick it up. But yeah, it's just convenient for me to order on Amazon and it just arrives the next day, rather than I drive out to Home Depot and just sit there in the aisle and try to find every little piece. So yeah, that's it for now. Please like and subscribe, comment below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Happy modding.